My friend Creative Paula has created the cutest coloring book I have ever seen, and I'm gonna unleash my monsters on it. Welcome back. I'm Christine. This is Mike. I think it's time to introduce you to the more mischievous monsters of the Courageous Painting universe. It's gonna be fun. This is Creative Paula's second coloring book, and it's filled with cute, bold, and simple coloring pages featuring characters she's created. I love this style because, as you'll see in a moment, it's easy to color or customize with your own unique twist. The hardest part is deciding which page to start with. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what I want to do with this one. But first, I need to grab my SimTap Artex markers. I actually like these because they're similar to Posca pens, but with a brush tip. Unfortunately, the white is not very opaque, but it'll do for now. The first thing I thought of when I saw this spread was disguise glasses. You know, those classic novelty glasses with the fake nose and mustache. They've been around since I was a kid, and even when my parents were kids. But why is this cute teddy who is about to open a present wearing them? Where did his regular glasses go? This has to be the work of a mischievous little creature named... You know what? I don't have a name for these creatures, but they come from the land of mischief. So original, I know. These tiny creatures don't have hands or feet, but they create chaos by sprinkling their victims with bamboozle dust. Teddy the bear, who doesn't have the best vision, had just received a surprise package from a friend. Excited, he grabbed his reading glasses to see who it was from. But just as he was about to read the tag, he realized he couldn't see. Suddenly, he felt a mustache tickling his upper lip and big, bushy eyebrows above his eyes. Startled, he ran to the bathroom, only to find himself wearing disguise glasses, with a tiny purple monster perched on his head. Annoyed and a little sad, he quietly waited for the little monster to leave so he could find his real glasses and enjoy his present in peace. This little bear actually reminds me of Sammy from last week's video. This teddy was collecting hearts to give to his friends. But just when he thought he had gathered the last one for the day, he discovered that the monsters had broken into the bottom of the jar and were carrying all of his hearts away. He had spent weeks searching for the perfect hearts. Just as Teddy was about to chase after the monsters, he saw how tightly they were clinging to the hearts and how carefully they were carrying them away with their bamboozle dust. They weren't just stealing, they needed them. Teddy's own heart ached as he realized why. These tricksters come from the land of mischief, a place where no one ever gave out kindness. Instead of hugs, they got playful pranks. Instead of warmth and kindness, they get teasing and laughter. They had never been given love before, so they didn't know how to ask for it. They only knew how to take. Instead of chasing after them, he thought, they need those hearts more than I do. So he let the mischievous monsters carry away as many hearts as they needed, hoping that they would find their way back to the land of mischief and be delivered to those who needed them the most. Oh, I love telling stories. Okay, the next one is hilarious. Here we have a sweet little couple cozy in bed enjoying each other's company. It's the perfect moment after a long day. But then disaster strikes. Suddenly, things get a little gassy. Obviously, this just got super awkward, so I'll need to tweak their expressions a little bit. But before I dive into the story, I want to mention that there's more than one kind of monster in the land of mischief. I'm only focusing on one in this video because I struggled with how to incorporate it with Paula's beautiful artwork. This version just fit best. So how did this peaceful evening turn into a total disaster? Well, it all started when our little mischief maker showed up. This particular monster dreams of becoming a chef and has been experimenting with new recipes. Tonight, he wanted to surprise the couple with a special homemade dinner. Of course, they happily agreed. Who wouldn't want a thoughtful prepared meal? What they didn't know was that this monster had a very unique sense of humor and planned on using extra gassy foods. Let's just say their cozy night quickly turned into a stinky evening. For the stinky foods, I had to include broccoli and beans. These are the two ingredients that always make evenings in my house extra gassy. This peaceful evening didn't go exactly as planned, but at least they have a funny story to tell. Let's mix things up for the next page. Before I start making changes, I want to see if you can guess what kind of prank this little monster is about to pull on our almost happy couple. Excuse me, they're not officially a couple yet. This is actually their first date. If all goes well, maybe they'll see each other again. And judging by the way they're sharing a milkshake instead of getting their own, I'd say things are looking pretty promising. It was a perfect moment until the monster showed up. If you guessed that the monster would sneak in with a giant straw and steal the shake, you are absolutely right. Surprisingly, only one of them is upset about it. You see, she's having so much fun, she doesn't even notice how quickly the shake is disappearing. But for him, it's a total crisis. He's freaking out. He's worried that his date is going to think he selfishly slurped up the whole thing without sharing. Just as he's about to apologize for something he didn't even do, the monster lets out a huge, satisfied burp. The jig is up. She finally notices and bursts into laughter. "You really thought I'd believe you drank it all by yourself?" she teases. With the mystery solved and no hard feelings, they decide to order another shake. Only this time, they ordered it with a monster-proof lid. Moving right along. I know exactly what I want to do with this one. Oh! Okay, let me tell you the story. This happy little bunny was having the best time crafting. He loved making gifts for his friends, and his heart felt warm and fuzzy with joy. But suddenly, something went terribly wrong. A sneaky monster from the land of mischief had appeared, ready to cause trouble. Oh, and by the way, if you have any ideas for what I should name these sneaky little monsters, let me know in the comments below. This mischievous little monster carried a special kind of glue. It was extra sticky and perfect for pranks. While the bunny wasn't looking, the monster swapped out his regular glue with the prank glue. The bunny picked up a piece of paper, but oh no! It stuck to his paws. He tried to shake it off, but then his scissors got stuck too. Everything he touched clung to him. The monster burst out laughing until the bunny turned around too fast and splat! The monster flew through the air and landed right on top of the bunny's head, getting completely stuck. Now the bunny and the monster were stuck together. At first, they panicked, but then they looked at each other and started giggling. Soon they were laughing so hard they could barely breathe, turning this awful situation into something kind of fun. The bunny was never able to get the monster off of his head, and from that day on, the bunny and the mischievous little monster became the silliest crafting team ever. I couldn't have asked for a better collaboration with Creative Paula. If you'd like to check out her coloring book, you'll find the links in the description along with a link to her channel. I'm going to check the comments to see what names you came up with for these mischievous little monsters. You may not have noticed, but I've been struggling with the word mischievous this whole video. It's time to introduce you to some of the more mischievous. It's time to introduce you to the more mischievous. I hit my mic. Mischievous. Yes.